2020 chat with me, Jackie Devoy. Tonight's special guest is the well-known, notorious, famous even, Ashley John SIMS, who's a private investigator and a paparazzi photographer. He's got a lot of fun stories that he can tell us today. So, Ashley, welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you again. Lovely evening here in Torquay.
Yeah, I mean, you've done some good work down in Torquay, actually, haven't you? Snooping around with your camera.
Yeah. Barrymore's down here now.
Who is?
Michael Barrymore.
Oh, nice. Have you met him in person?
I went to see him. He lives in a place called Kingsbridge, which is about 40 minutes away.
Yeah.
And I went to see him. Basically now, a lot of the pictures are all set-ups. So you don't, you know how it works. So I thought I'll go and get him before anyone else does.
A proper pap on, yeah.
And everything was perfect. I turn up, bear in mind I didn't know where he lived. I went to Tesco. I saw a taxi driver. I says, "Hello, mate. I've got to deliver a picture for Michael Barrymore. My oldest friend has made him a picture. I don't know where he lives." He went, "Oh yeah, follow me." And I went, "Oh, you're joking." I went, "Oh no, I've got to pick the picture up first. Hold on, just tell me." He went, "Get ready." He went, "Oh, I can't say the name of the street, but let's just say it's one of our names." Anyway, I turned up at his house just as he came out. So I just got out, started talking to him, and he went, "Be careful." I said, "What?" He says, "There's paps all around." And I went, about that, Michael. I've come to talk to you about that. If you want to do some setups. Now, I thought he was just being paranoid.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. There was two there, and they got me and him together. And then my mate, he was one of my mates, and he sent me the picture. I'm like, fuck's sake. Anyway, I don't know. I think he's enjoying himself down here. He doesn't care. He's going all around the place doing his little TikToks.
Yeah.
So I spent 10 minutes with him, had a chat with him, had a play with his dog, and legged it. I left him my card, so if he phones, he phones.
So how did you get into paparazzi photography in the first place? There is a video of you on YouTube I saw, actually. That's
Yeah,
in Germany or somewhere, is it?
that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
The best paparazzi in the world is called George Bambi,
Yeah.
and he lives in Paynton. I live in Torquay. And we got talking. And to cut a long story short, he likes to take people with him because he doesn't like going away on his own. So he said, "Do you want to come and do David Cameron with me?" I said, "Yeah, go on then." So I did it, and I loved it. It's literally the hardest part of that job, and all the private investigation job is fighting the boredom when you're sat in the car
Yeah.
and you're just waiting. But I kept recognizing the feeling. I thought, I know this feeling from somewhere. How do I know this? And we just sat there for hours and hours. And he's got a little place in Cornwall.
Yeah.
And he runs from his house along the coastline into a beach called Polzeath. So we'll either go that way through the sea thing, or round the back, and then come down. And there's a little cafe. And if you know Polzeath Beach, it's a car park on the beach.
Yeah.
But there's a car park that sits up like that, so you can just see everything. And lo and behold, he came, and then we got him, and I just got addicted to it.
Yeah.
And
And
then
those pictures get sold. Do they get?
yeah. I can't believe how popular David Cameron pictures are. They always get sold.
Really?
And then the next time he took me, we did the what I call the Holy Trinity.
Yeah, go on.
Where, do you remember when I told you I'm going to go and get Matt Hancock?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And I said, I've been given the green light. I can go and clatter him if I want. I don't mean hit him. I mean just slide you into him and say, "Hey, listen, what about Midazolam?"
Yeah.
He said, "Look, get the pictures first, then you can do what the fuck you want." So I said, "Right, okay." So anyway, we were on him, and I was the spotter. So basically, he was at the top. I was the spotter, and there's a place called not Cardigan Bay. It's a beach in Cornwall near where Boardmasters is. It'll come to me in a minute.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was going round all the beaches and all the little coves. I says, "He won't be here. This is where all the tourists are." And he's like, "Yeah, you stay, you keep going." He's like, anyway, after an hour, I came back up the steps, and I sat on the steps in the shade where the chippy is, and this dress just went like that across my face, and I looked up, and it was Gemma Collins.
Oh, right. Yeah, good one.
And I went, "Oh." right, Gemma. And Bambi was absolutely, he was like catnip. He said, she sells, we will get 25 grand if we get her. And if I get her, I'm going to give you the camera and I'm going to give you the van to set you up yourself. Um, because during that time, I couldn't work. It was
Yeah.
2020. I'd lost the business I did was canvassing business. And I just sat down with him at the beach. I said, listen, I'm on my arse. I'm desperate. I can't work. I'm unemployable because of my past when I had my own businesses.
Yeah.
I need to be a full-time Pat.
Yeah.
And just, yeah, okay. He picked up the phone. He phoned the British Association of Journalists. He says, I need my guy to have a press pass. And they went, we can't find him. He went, you won't. He's my undercover guy. Oh, right. Okay. Send the application in. Next day, my press pass turned up. And then we got Gemma Collins. So he gave me the van and the camera to get me on my way and just never looked back. But Gemma Collins, he got 65 grand that day because he got Matt Hancock the day after I left. If you Google it now, it's Matt Hancock surfing in the sea in Cornwall.
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember it well.
If you Google this one, do you remember they used it for I'm a Celebrity as well when he went in the jungle?
Yeah.
Then we got Gemma Collins in the sea, and that was emotional because she caught us. And she had two young children with her. One was 12 and one was 14. And so I'm in the sea and Bambi's shooting over my shoulder so they can't see us. And Gemma Collins comes steaming into me, really having a go. Called me a nonce for taking pictures of kids in the sea. I'm like, fuck's sake. Anyway, I was just about to argue back and I look behind me and I'm in the sea, but there's all these people on the beach behind me with their cameras like that. Gemma Collins arguing with the nonce in the sea. I'm like, fuck's sake.
Oh my God.
Anyway, Bambi pulled a masterstroke. He got his camera and he took the memory card out the side and he says, Gemma, listen, I've not taken any pictures. I forgot to put the memory card back in. And she went, all right then. So I thought, I've got to get out of this. So I said, should we hug it out, Gemma? So she gave me a hug. And then I thought, right, all those have gone now. So I'm not a nonce in the sea. And she got really greedy. She wanted 75% of all the money. And she wanted to do the setup of her running down the beach in a Baywatch swimming costume. I'll be like,
No.
it needs to not look set up.
Yeah, yeah.
But bear in mind, we'd got her when she walked off first, out sunbathing on the little sun lounge. She didn't know we got her there. Then we got her surfing in the sea. And the son of the male took it, and they paid 15 grand. And they did a partnership with, you know, that little dress that she was wearing. She wore a bikini, but she wore something over, like a little silk thing.
Yeah.
They Google reverse image searched it. They found out who made it, and they got them to pay half. And in 48 hours, had sold 4,000 of them at £40 each.
It's
So
amazing
they
what
made
we
their
do
money.
about, isn't it?
I
During,
can't believe it.
I mean, a lot of our viewers will not be interested in the likes of Gemma Collins, but it is
No.
interested in all the ins and outs of, what goes
Well, the
behind.
reason I said it is because how it works with the
Yeah,
setups
yeah,
and how you make money off your bank, how the papers make the money. So
yeah.
they'll do joint ventures with the clothing companies. And then
Perhaps,
she tried to take 75% of everything, so we just left her and
well, she's
didn't send
obviously
it in.
quite a good businesswoman from the sounds of it, or not, because she didn't.
Yeah, apparently, yeah, she is apparently.
Yeah,
She's made a lot of money. And then we got David Cameron. That
yeah,
was a belter. That was a belter. That was. Because now we've done him so many times, we know what his close protection looked like. They drive all these Range Rovers.
yeah.
So if we turn up in a place called Rock or Holes Heath and we see the Range Rovers, then we know he's there. But we've got tippers all over the place, people who tell us where he's there. And he was playing golf on a golf course called, I think it's called St. Enoch's Golf Course, in a place called St. Enoch near Rock. And we sneaked onto the golf course. And we took us ages, but we saw him, and we said to one of the greenkeepers, "Oh, what hole's that, mate?" And they went, "Oh, that's third hole." And we thought, right, well, why do we follow him? I said, let's just go and sit at hole 5 and wait for him to come to us. And Babby was like, yeah. Anyway, There's a church on St. Enoch's golf course, and there's a bench in front of it. We just sat there. We knew he was coming to us. And the next minute, a close protection officer turned up, and he said, "Do me a favour. We can't do anything. I know that, but he's with his kids. Don't take any pictures of his kids." And we were like, "Yeah." So he just walked straight to us, and he walked past us, 30 feet away. Hates us. His close protection have got pictures of us in their bags from the last time we were there.
Yeah.
And he's probably got weapons in there as well, but they can't do anything. They know they can't do anything. So it was the whole of Trinity really. Hancock, Gemma Collins, and
Yeah.
David Cameron.
So
65 grand.
how did your work as a paparazzi photographer and private investigator change once the whole COVID nonsense started?
Um, it didn't really change. It meant I could go to work,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you why. When I got my press pass, it was really funny because we were driving to Cornwall and there was a news report about children in school. Now she's 9, so she was 5 years old then, and she was off school, and it was really getting me down because I thought she shouldn't be at home. She should be with her friends. Anyway, they on the news it said there's some children in school. I went, what are they talking about? There's no children in school. He says, oh yeah, the key workers children allowed into school. I said, what are key workers? He said, well, hospital staff, doctors, everything. Oh, you're a key worker now. You've got a press pass. Journalists are key workers. So I phoned the school the next day when I got my pass. She says, yeah, show us your press pass. So I did. And she was right. Welcome back to school tomorrow. I
Yeah.
couldn't believe it. So it meant I could go to work rather than sit back doing nothing because we were allowed to move wherever we wanted. I'm sure you were as well.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say the story. I went to stay in a hotel in Brighton just for a day out, basically a night out, and during I think 2020, and they said,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're only accepting key workers," and I went, "I'm a key worker," and they went, "Okay." They didn't even ask me what I did, but yeah, I was going to ask you, as a private investigator, obviously you've done some really, really tricky, horrible jobs, and I know you've told me about a few.
Yeah.
But would you say the bulk of your jobs are people trying to find out about their partners being unfaithful? Is that the main
Yeah.
job?
I
Yeah.
specialize in missing persons.
Or missing persons? Yeah.
So I've got access to databases that most people haven't. And I'd specialize in infidelity cheating and 60% infidelity cheating, 40% missing persons. And missing persons are broke tenants,
Yeah.
deadbeat dads. I've actually found children that have been missing for years. And I've also found someone's dad that's been missing for years as well. Yeah, that's a bit emotional when you do that.
Yeah.
Um,
You've had
but
some
yeah,
horrible. I remember you told. You might not want to go into detail, obviously, but you've had to investigate like child abuse cases and stuff like that, which are pretty
yeah,
horrible.
that was horrible. I had
But
PTSD for
traumatized.
6.
You.
It was traumatic because um, he was nonцing his 9-month-old baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember you.
And the wife, when she phoned me, I heard her knees hit the ground as she broke down in tears as she was telling me. And she said, he's missed, and they always are the same, these wrong ones. She says, he's missed the nice guy. No one believes it, but I know he does it. I know he does it because I can hear it. And they were living in a caravan,
Yeah.
separate rooms. And we had to install hidden cameras.
You
And
had to take a few weeks off after that. I remember.
took me 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
went to see a guy down here who's ex-armed force. I can't remember I think he's ex-armed force. No, he's ex-police.
Yeah.
And he said, you shouldn't have done that job.
Mm.
There's people who do that who get special training. And even when they've had special training, some of them turn into nonsense because they're literally reading through all the stuff. And I like someone called John Wedger. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I know John Woodger, not personally, but I watch his stuff. Yeah.
I watch his stuff. And he said exactly the same as that guy in painting. He said, you don't recover from stuff like that, especially if you got to categorize it. He says, I know you just went for the paycheck, didn't you? I says, well, yeah, I need to eat. I need to get paid. But it's took me 6 weeks to get over it.
But
And I was talking to people. They said, look, go down to the harbour, go fishing, go and do something you like, go for a drive. And I just did. And then 6 weeks later, I was back.
I mean, because you're
But
tough. You're a tough person. I know that. But there are some things that affect you, obviously. Does that ever make you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore?
no, it's the opposite. I thought, I'm born to do this.
Yeah.
I haven't had a job where I've felt this is why I'm meant to do this. Because I'm getting involved in surveillance, I'm getting involved in sticking bugs in places and cameras in places, and I'm thinking, I think that's where the world's going. That is where the world is going. It's all about intelligence, it's about surveillance, it's about getting information. So
I mean, we're all under surveillance anyway, aren't we, all the time these days?
yeah, all the
But,
time, yeah.
but there are some things that you might be asked to do that could be classed as illegal, I suppose, and you'd have to be very careful or not do them, or just
No,
pick the jobs carefully.
no, I do everything.
Do.
I do it all, yeah.
If people want to get in touch with you and want you to do a job for them, like
Mm.
find a missing person or check up
Yeah,
on an errant husband or wife. I mean
yeah.
that story you told me about the time in the pub when you were sent to spy on a man and a woman, that was very funny. And you found out that there was nothing going on, but then she made a play for you.
Yeah, yeah. And then he got the ump. That was funny. Shall I tell you that story?
Yeah, you did. You told me that. It was a pub
Shall I
quiz
tell you
going on.
now? Shall I tell you
Haven't got
now?
time. No, we haven't got time. No, no, no.
Anyway, I'll
Go
synopsize
on.
it.
Go.
I meet them in a pub. I find them. They're
Yeah.
in a pub quiz. She's only invited me to join the team. So I'm in the team joining the pub quiz. And then she puts her arm on my leg and strokes my leg. And he sees it and he legs it. And I thought, this isn't going to end well for me. And then she invited me back to her room. I was like, oh no, I've got to go. But I might come back. Well, yeah. If anybody, I'm so confident that I find the missing people. I do money back guarantee.
Oh yeah, that's
So
good.
if I don't find them, you don't pay. And I don't mean if your friend's just legged it last week and has gone on the run. I don't mean that.
No, no.
I mean if your ex-husband's gone, if you miss. I tell you what, I do get a lot of parents leaving and taking the children and deciding that you're not going to be their dad anymore. That's bad.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
found a 12-year-old girl who's been missing for 3 years a couple of months ago. Do you remember I told you?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I often find them.
So how do people contact you if they want to want you to do something for them?
They can contact me on. Do you want to put a link underneath this with my email or?
Yeah, I'll put because I'm going to put this on YouTube as well, so I'll put a link. Yeah,
It's surveillance with one L
yeah.
247, which is surveillance247@gmail.com.
Okay, that's a good one. Why only one L?
Because I couldn't get the ones with two, someone else had already took it.
Now you just look like a bad speller, Ashley.
And also, what I've learned is it's easier to apologise and obtain permission sometimes. But to be honest with you, I'll tell you now, 20% of people, you're one of the 20% that says you spelt it wrong. I says, well, you don't need to spell it every time, do you? Once you've sent an email once, you don't have to type it again.
Yeah, yeah, and it's good. People will remember that if you say surveillance with one L rather than if you just said surveillance. The other thing,
And secondly, people don't like loads of numbers after it, I've found.
yeah, yeah, that's true. The last thing, have you ever thought of writing a book?
Yeah, I I have. Because I'm not very good. I'm very good. Like after having a couple of pints, my mate always used to say to me, if you want to get any stories out of him, give him a couple of pints and then just wait for him to start.
Yeah,
So if I was sat down with someone and if I'd like a ghostwriter and I've told them all the stories, I'm sure there's something there, or even like a screenplay where it can go to a TV program because it's all different walks of life. I mean,
yeah,
I was working for a millionaire psychopath in Gloucester once. I've worked for people where they can't afford it, so I've just done it for 50 quid.
yeah,
Um, it doesn't take me long to find people.
yeah.
So if they say, look, I'm on my arse, I'm desperate, I can't afford it, but I need to find my dad.
So,
I usually charge them 2 pints of Madry.
so the book is going to be a series of little mini stories, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I've
I've
never
been doing it 5 years now. I've been doing it 5 years, and I've literally done hundreds of jobs. But I like the papping and the surveillance mixes into one another.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, Ashley, our 20 minutes is up, and I'm
Yeah.
trying to stick to 20 minutes. So thanks
That's
very
the
much.
fastest 20 minutes I've ever had in my life.
It did go really. I did warn you at the beginning that it would go fast, but
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, it's always nice talking to you, and I'll speak to you
And
again
you.
soon. Yeah.
All right, bye.
Okay, speak to you later. Bye bye.